Well, the 21st century is reviving this question about what culture will be. Reviving the idea of read-write, not to eliminate the read-only culture, but to complement it. This is what the internet has done. This is what internet cultures are about. That's the internet being built by these companies. Companies focused not just on enabling people to consume culture, but companies also focused on enabling people to consume and create and share their creativity. There are many examples of this. I want to give you just a few so we know what I'm talking about. Tens of thousands literally functioning in communities, recreating this art and sharing this creativity non-commercially on websites around the world. And it's not just anime music video that has taken advantage of the particular way digital technology functions. You may have seen this album before by the Beatles called the White Album, which inspired this album by Jay-Z called the Black Album, which then inspired this album by DJ Danger Mouse called the Gray Album, that synthesizes the white and the black album together to produce something gray. Or in 2004, this film Tarnation made its debut at Cannes. It was said by the BBC to wow Cannes. This was a film made for $218. Kid took video that he had shot growing up as a boy, and using an iMac given to him by his friend, he remixed it of quality to wow Cannes and win the 2004 Los Angeles International Film Festival. Or perhaps most important, has been in the context of politics.
My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right.
My first love, your every breath that I take, your every step I make.
And I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do.
And your eyes, they tell me how much you care. Read my lips.
So this is the read-write internet. This is what digital creativity begs for. And the extraordinarily important fact about it is not the techniques, which have been familiar since television or film began. It's that the techniques have been democratized. These tools of creativity are now spread to anybody with a $1,500 computer connected to a free digital internet that sends these images and sounds remixed by people to anybody who wants to consume them. Tools of creativity that have been transformed into tools of speech, changing the dynamic, the democratic character of this speech. Now you might ask, so why should the Seoul Digital Forum care about the emergence of this new form of speech called read-write internet? And I want to suggest there are two very important reasons to care. The first, you might think I'm going to talk about the romantic democratic qualities of that. No, that's not what I'm going to talk about. That's Berkeley. I'm from Stanford. I want to talk about money. The first is about money. Because the important thing to recognize, if this is a map of the internet, is that the internet that enables the read-write internet to function is radically bigger, more valuable, more profitable than the internet that just supports read-only creativity. The computers and the bandwidth and the software and the devices to run this network are much more rich and vibrant than the network necessary to support just the read-only internet. There is a huge potential here for you in making this internet valuable and profitable and a locus of growth around the world. But the second important reason to talk about this internet here is because we need to recognize that copyright, as currently architected, will smother this internet. It will smother the read-write internet because the rules which are triggered upon the instance of a, quote, copy will overburden a world where every single use is a copy. Copyright in this world regulates every creative work in this space, presumptively requiring permission for everything in a world where we know permission is simply not coming. So the point is, this world requires permissions, and these permissions just simply will not be part of the architecture of this world. Now, this is not a problem with copyright. This is a problem with the particular architecture of copyright as we have inherited it in the digital age. And the objective should be to find a way to change that architecture, to update it, to bring copyright law into the 21st century, to make it make sense of the capacity of this set of technologies. Now, to do this, this battle, this debate, this struggle, this cultural question requires you to participate. It needs the industry in this debate. Now, this debate echoes a debate we didn't have. I want to remind you of the debate we didn't have. In 1839, this man, Louis Daguerre, invented this technology, the daguerreotype, a technology for producing what we would call photographs. It was an expensive technology, and the market for photographs was tiny. Then in 1888, this man, George Eastman, invented this technology, the Kodak. It was an inexpensive, simple technology for taking photographs, and the market for photography took off. Now, about the time that Eastman made his invention, there was a question bouncing around the American courts. The question was whether you needed permission to capture someone else's image. This was a very serious question to some people. Some thought you lost your soul if someone captured your image without your permission first. So that sort of piracy was very significant, at least for those people. So the question was framed: would the law require permission before images could be captured? And the courts quickly answered the question in the negative: no. You needed no permission to take an image or to pirate someone's image. Images were, in this sense, free. And it's in large part because of that decision that this industry could take off. For we can imagine what the world would have looked like if instead of that freedom you had required permission to take or permission to pirate images. What would the world have looked like if law had tried to regulate this? And the question you need to ask is, which do you want the digital age to become? This age with the potential for the growth that these two forms of internet culture could provide, read-only and read-write. Or an age where the potential of the read-write internet is smothered because we refuse to think about how to update the rules that gave us the read-only culture into rules that would enable a much more vibrant, important, democratic platform for speech than anything human culture has ever known. Thank you very much.